going to review is The Referable Speaker by Andrew and Michael, and that was recommended to me about a month ago by Srijata. Lot of things. One, it is custom built for professional speakers. Two, how to build a referable business, a referable speaking business. But for the rest of you who may not be speakers, it is a marketing lesson, because whatever we do, we will need to be known for that one thing. We will need to be known for something specific, and that may change over time. It is a book that I have kept going back. The reason for the delayed review is I've read it twice now, noted down some points, and in all likelihood will be going ahead and reading it a few more times, simply because of the simplicity, the directness, and clarity in both the authors. Let me open up my review sheet here. Now, it is a straight 5-on-5 referral from my side. And for all of you who may need to give a speech, not necessarily professional, it could be inside in your company, please pick up a copy of this book and read. And those of you interested, I can refer 2 or 3 readers to the author on their website, and you will get an ebook straight from them. Andrew Davis and Michael Port, both of them are or were professional speakers. They now run a coaching center for professional speakers to get it through. The key lessons are: you need to be a visionary speaker to have a referable career, which means you just don't learn, master, and deliver the rules. You'll have to question the rules, and you have to question the rules with purpose. And 2, the speech has to be actionable, which means they will need to go back and do something right away within the first 5 minutes. What I didn't like about the book, not much, except that there is a bit of sales for their coaching, which is par for the course, and the positives from the book far outweigh what it does. What I liked, well, it is a slap on the face. That's something I definitely love. Being a professional speaker, having been in the speaking industry for 20 years, you learn a few things now and then, but suddenly you find a book that shakes the core, makes you question who you are, why you are. To me, this is that kind of a slap on the face book. Thank you for the recommendation, Srijata. And the book itself is referable. 2, it is a wake-up call. And 3, as I said, what I liked, it's actionable. Whatever is being suggested is being supplemented by examples, by use cases, and graphs and charts, as the case may be. The number one key lesson for me is you don't get keynotes, you have to earn them. And the only way to earn them is to do one kick-ass speech. And the core focus here, and I've also taken notes, you may have 20 different speeches. What is the one key speech for that particular audience? And how are you going to build that speech? And if you're giving a keynote for 45 minutes, it's not a 45-minute speech. It's 9 into 5-minute sections, and you need to create these micro moments to wow. And that is something, thankfully, I've got a bunch of speeches coming. I have narrowed it down to the topic, and I will be trying out each of these. The other key important part for me is fractals. Some say I am this only for this industry, but the same this is applicable to adjacent industries as well. So you will have to build a fractal referral tree. They have given examples of it. They have shown examples of who has done it before. And fractals and fractal related learning as a speaker is something significant, but it keeps coming back to: what is that one speech? What is that one transformation you're going to bring about? You may be educational, you could be theatrical, and in that Venn diagram is when the transformation happens. And therefore, every speech is a performance. You have to approach it like you are giving a performance to entertain the audience, to educate them with specific takeaways. There is a penchant, as per the authors, that we end up spending too much time on an introduction, but don't focus on the ending. And according to the authors, there will be one key emotional moment in your speech that people will remember. And the second, they will always remember the ending. So we've got to make a good start. The middle has to be strong. There has to be an emotional connection. And that interaction is proportional to the size and the type of the audience. And one of the things is when we give a speech, which designation is in the audience? Are they executives? Are they CEOs? Are they managers? Or are they associates? And your speech has to cater to all of them, but resonate with the CEOs and the executives because they are the decision makers. You will have to, and I will have to create a bunch of these one signature bit that they remember me for when I get off stage, because the only metric the authors are talking is every speech should bring you stage side leads. You give a cracker of a performance on stage, the referral happens automatically. When there is a referral from a known credible source, there is hardly almost any negotiation, and you can go ahead and build your speaking career. Now, what he talks about speaking is applicable to programming, it's applicable to operations. It's up to each one of us to see how can we adapt it. What are we known for? Extremely useful book. It is laid out in 8 chapters. Each chapter is self-contained, but builds on top of the other. A whole lot of thought. As the authors suggest that the speakers will need to keep rehearsing, and rehearsing just does not mean going through the slides, but rehearsing every bit to see if a key message is coming across, if there is humor, if there is engagement, if there is a connect with the audience and a clear takeaway. The referable speaker, which I would be very politely nudging my fellow professional speakers to make it a mandatory reading. But for those of you who are not professional speakers, but you would need to speak, it is a marketing book. It's a book on positioning. It's a book on answering. And that's my final note. That every talk should start in reverse as to what is the one question that I am going to address that will make my audience think. And when we have that one question, the speech then writes itself backwards. He also quotes another speaker with a 5-second rule, that in the next 5 seconds, if you do not take an action, unlikely that you will ever take that action. So my request to you is, in the next 5 seconds, go check out the referral speaker, write into me so I can refer the authors to send you an ebook copy. A number 5 on 5 is my bookie's rating on the Divakar grid. A definite recommendation, and you will need to pick it up and read it as a marketing, positioning, negotiation book. That's my review.